Hello and welcome to Doodle Club. Here we are again. How did you get on last time? Did you create some monsters and did they have adventures and did you write stories about them? Did you? If you didn't, go back and check it out because that was a good one. This week we're going to be doing more doodles and I'm going to show you how to create really interesting patterns. It's quite simple, but you do need to practice, and you're going to be using your colouring pencils, and we're going to do a little bit of sneaky colour theory. Are you ready to go? Off we go then. So you're going to need some masking tape and some colouring pencils, and I'm going to be using the cool colours of blue, greens and purples, like this one. And then, my pencils have all fallen over. And then I'm going to be using my warm colours of red, orange and yellow. The first thing we're going to do is to divide up my sketchbook. I like to work on 2 pages, so I'm going to use my masking tape to do this. Now, you don't want your masking tape to be too sticky, otherwise it just takes the paper off. So I'm just going to tear off a bit and I'm going to put it onto my jumper so that it doesn't feel quite so sticky. And it's you can use your fingers as well, just so that it's not as sticky. So when you take the tape off, it doesn't take all the paper with it. Right, I'm just going to do some edges across there. For each piece, I'm just going to take off the stick. It's not as sticky, because it gets in a right old mess, doesn't it, masking tape? Around the edges like this. So this is where actually using really cheap masking tape is brilliant, because cheap masking tape isn't quite so sticky. I think I got this from the pound shop. So I'm just going to mask it up like so. To put that one in there as well. There we go. Let's just pop that one there. So you can see that I've created 8 kind of squares. Whatever page works for you, divide it into 8 different sections. And then what we're going to do is get our pencil, and you're going to draw some kind of scribbles really over the page. Doesn't matter if you kind of move across like that. Doesn't matter if it makes a mess, because it's supposed to make a mess. The idea is to have some gaps, and then take a ruler and you're going to draw some lines with your ruler across the shapes, and then we're going to work on 1 page at a time. Now on the first page we're going to be using our cool colours, and on this page our warm colours. Now you're going to end up with 1 page with the cool colours and 1 page with the warm colours. Now I created a video but then things went wrong, as they do sometimes, so I had to start another one for the beginning of the video, so forgive me on that one, but the principle is exactly the same, and it just emphasises the fact that in art and design, as in everything else, things go wrong. Things just sometimes go wrong. So I'm going to start this one new. Still exactly the same principles, but the idea is we're going to create different sorts of patterns within each shape. And these patterns are going to be based on lines and curves, circles and squares, and all of those sorts of shapes. So they can be very familiar to you, and you will have drawn them loads of times. The difference is how we put them together. Now, when I colour, I use a circular movement, keep my pencil quite light, and then if I want to go a bit darker, which I will just a moment, there we go, I want to make this one, then I'm going to press harder to get that tone. There we go. I'm going to push this one down here. Now I'm doing this quite quickly. You can take your time. Just get the feel for the pencil and how that goes, and I'll do the rest on that one. I'm going to switch to another colour because I'm going to show you another pattern that we can do. I'm going to take this line here and we're going to do some loops, which are a bit like scales actually, aren't they? Like scales on a fish or a dragon. And then we're going to shade in some of those. Just a few of those to show you how that goes. And then I'm going to take another one, and I want to show you how to do this sort of ribbon that looks like it's going down a hole. And it comes back out like that. So it looks like the ribbon is going in through the hole and then coming back out again. And then we can shade that one as well. So in each of these squares, you're going to be using your cool colours to colour in with mark making and shapes. We're going to do a whole load of them. So I'm going to start on this one, and then we will go back to this one, and I'm going to show you how I've done those. So let's just get it all set up. And if I think I've missed something, then I'll go back and show you. Oh, the next one I'm going to do is a wave. To do like a wave coming through. Just join it up there. And this bit I'm going to colour in around the hole. Let's put that one in there. And I'm going to do this side. And then over the top of these blocks of colour, we're going to do some different marks. Just going to put this in there. I'm going to get my other pencil. I'm going to put some marks, just some lines across those. Like that. So have a think about what you want to do, the different sorts of shapes. I am going to show you some more shapes in just a moment, but you have a play and see what you like. So in this corner, I'm going to do some loops again, some curves that look a little bit like scales or feathers, perhaps. I'll put a line across there. And then with these, I'm going to, where it kind of gets there, that pointy bit, press quite hard. Then I'm just going to fade it out a little bit. And you see that as it's going darker, darker through to light. Like this. Just sort of using my pencil in a circular motion. Like that. You see the effect. You see what's beginning to happen. So we start to get these shades coming in. So I'm going to take another green. Again, press really hard down that bit. And then a little bit lighter to the bottom. So I finished that little section there. I might go back over it. Again, you can go over your colours with a different colour and see what happens when you start to blend some of those shapes together, just to, again, just see what happens, because that's when it all starts to get very exciting. Okay, so I've now got some more space here. And I think I'm going to do some more circles. So you could do some circles again if you want to. Quite liking those. Shade some of them in. Doesn't matter if it's a bit messy, because that could be part of your design. Actually, we'll do that in one of the other ones. We'll do one that's very, very messy, because that can look just as good. Let's just adjust that. Here we go. Oh, that's better. Going to do this one down here. Oh, just getting a bit comfy. That's it. Let's just do some scribbles in this one, keeping in that space. Just going to do scribbles. Let's do another one here. I think I'm going to put another green. I'm using my sort of lime green, a bottle green on top of each other, and then I can do a blue on top of that one. Oh, that's quite fun. That is fun. Okay, so with the scribbles, then I think I'm going to do some crosses. Again, all very messy. Let's just sort of have a play with those. Let's do some more crosses over here. I think I'll do some more scribbles here. Just letting my pencil go a little bit all over the place. And again here. The edges there. And this one. This is fun. This is fun. And let's do some more crosses in this one. There. Right, in this one, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to do circles, but this time the circles are going to be very close together. So it's almost like they're bubbles. So they're going to look a little bit like bubbles. I'm going to join them, filling that space. My pencil's getting a little bit blunt now. I need to sharpen it before I do the next bit. So I'm just going to give it a sharpen. That's it, nice and sharp. And then what I'm going to do is put shading in between the bubbles in this sort of purpley blue. Like this. I'm going to do all of that. Just take your time over this bit. That's it. So I finished all of those. I'm liking that. That looks good. I'm now going to take my other blue, that sort of turquoisey blue, and here I'm going to do some spirals. Let's just put in some spirals like this. Fill in that larger space like that. Let's put a little one in there. And then there. I like spirals. I think they're fascinating. Let's putting those spirals in there. And we could perhaps sort of make these lines a little bit fatter. Like that, sort of. Yeah, I might do some more work on that one a little bit later. And now I'm going to take my green. We're going to do like a spider web. So put a dot in the middle. Put some lines coming out from the dot. And you see that line is going to carry on over there. And then we start to create our spider's web. Spider webs are beautiful. I love looking at the spider's webs in the early morning when there's dew. We have an old iron gate and there's quite often a spider's web on the gate. It's so beautiful. You see, just building that up. Might leave that one like this, and I'm going to take my other, oh, that needs sharpening, my green. I'm going to shade perhaps just some of the spider's web. Like this. That's quite fun. It's all fun. This is why I love art so much. Sometimes it can be a bit frustrating when things don't go quite how you want them to. But other times it's just wonderful. We can let our minds have a little bit of a wander. And that's always great fun too. Okay. I thought I'd do another spider web here. There's quite a lot of different ways of doing a spider web, because if you really look at them, you'll see that they're very intricate. They're not symmetrical, and they'll have holes in them. And spiders are quite extraordinary creatures. But I do prefer them to be outside and not in my bedroom or my bathroom. I don't like that. Just going to put just a little bit of colour on this one. Just a little bit there. And with this one, I think I might just do some circles that are overlapping. Rings, actually, aren't they? They're rings. Filling in that space there. I might just put some rings in this space over here as well. I might do some more work on this page a little bit later, but next bit we're going to move on to our warm colours. I've got my oranges and yellows and reds. I'm going to start off with a kind of a middle one, and because this just reminds me of the sunshine so much, I'm going to do a bit of a kind of sunshine and flowers type pattern on these ones. And you can just do what you want. You can follow along with what I'm doing. You can think about the ones that you did for your cool colours, and you could do those and just see the difference using different colours. See what happens with that. Or you just do something completely different. Oh, it is nice working with warm colours. I do love cool colours. My favourite colour is purple. What's your favourite colour? Or do you have a favourite colour? My favourite colour's been purple for a very long time. Oh, but I do like the warm colours. But that's probably because at the moment in England, I live in southwest England, and we've just had so much rain. I think it's getting everybody down. We're thinking, oh my goodness, when is the sun going to come out? So we can reflect that in our art, can't we? Do our little sunshine bits like that. So we could have flowers in our spaces. Remind us of the summer and summer flowers in the meadow. Can do that. Again, you're using this sort of circular technique. Just pop some yellow. And I do love yellow, actually. Yellow is such a lovely colour. I'm quite liking these little sunshines and flowers, and you can use the corners as your starting point and see how many different sorts of flower patterns you could make. You could do those. I'm quite liking that, and then I could put yellow in the middle. And then you can take your darker one, and then you can really start to put some tone into your flowers. Oh, they're quite fun, aren't they? I think I will carry on and do some more flowers in that one, but I want to show you another pattern that you can do. Take the line, sort of a gentle curve, and then we're going to do a zigzag over the top of it, and then some more curved lines like that, like that. So we're creating these little stripy patterns, which is makes it quite interesting. Shade in a few of these. And you can use different warm colours on these bits. I'm just using this one for the moment to show you. And then a similar sort of thing, we're going to do another line down this one. And we're going to do some loops like that, and then smaller loops inside. And then we're going to come over, join that loop with that one. Can you see what's happening there? Oh, join that one there. And you get this kind of snake type effect. I'm just going to do a little dot, a little circle in there. So you get this wiggly pattern. And then what we can do is shade on the outside. So I've shaded on the outside of that one, and then this one I'm going to shade this side. Like that. Now I'm going to do a contrast by putting yellow on those bits. You see we've got this sort of wiggly pattern. I'm doing this quite quickly. You can take your time if you want to. You can just try out some different patterns and different ideas, because this is what we're doing. Just seeing what we like. Another pattern that I like to do, again, it's very simple, but it's quite effective. So I'd start with a dot in the middle. I've made 4 lines coming out that way. And I'm just taking these stripes in a different direction each time. And you get this quite interesting spiral type effect. Again, you can start to shade in the stripes. And you can see that pattern. Again, this is a good thing about doing these little tiny pieces, because you can just try things out. You think, oh, I like that. I can do a bigger one. So in this space here, I'm going to do some lines across. Again, they're not straight lines, they've got a bit of a curve to them. And then what we're going to do is to put some lines through them. Then on each space you do your lines in a different direction. So you get this patchwork type effect. Like that. And then you can shade in those shapes, which I will do in a moment. But you can do sort of something similar, which I'm going to do here with a wave. I'm going to put this wave in like that. And then I'm going to do these waves like that. I just shade in that little bit there. And these ones are going to go this way. And these ones are going to go this way. Just come that way on those. And I'm going to put some different colours on those pieces as well. Down to this last one. I think what I'm going to do in this one is another sort of idea of flowers, but we're going to contain the flower within our space. So we're going to put in our petals, but each petal has got to go to the edge of the space. Like that. Let's just shade that one in. And I'm going to do this in a sort of a red and orange. Just pop that, shade that in quite lightly. I'm just going to do one petal to show you. Then you can have a practice. Okay, where it's closest to the middle, to press quite hard. And then gradually, less pressure. And then I'm going to pick up my orange and do the end of the petal. Again, blending in to the red. Like that. I'm going to do that for all of the petals. Just finishing off that one there. And I'm going to do the same thing. Use circle in the middle. And then doing the petals that go right to the edge of the space. Like that. Because I'm liking this this effect. I'm going to try that. I'm going to keep to my sort of this pinky colour, quite dark in the middle, and then just getting lighter as we go through to the edge. Do that again, darker in the middle. Just coming out. This is such a good practice of getting this tone, get the tonal quality in your drawings. It takes practice. And if you want to get good at art, practice is the thing. Oh, there we go. Liking those little petals that one as well. You see the difference when you start to put in some tone. I'm going to do a few more in these spaces as well. So I've completed all 8, my cool colours and my warm colours, and now what we're going to do is to carefully remove all of the tape. And this is why you don't want it to be too sticky because otherwise it just tears the paper, and that can be very annoying. But this bit is great. I love that. I love this because what you're going to have is some nice clean edges. Just tearing those off. There we are. I've just taken those off. And then the next and last thing we're going to do is just to create a frame around the edges, just to tidy everything up. So I'm going to use my ruler and a fine liner pen, or you could use a black biro. And I'm just going to draw a frame around each edge. And if you think that's too thin, you could do a thicker line. And you don't have to do it at all if you don't want to, or you could do it freehand. I ended up doing a slightly thicker line because my pen ran out. This one ran out, so this one is an acrylic marker, which is slightly thicker. Now the other thing that you could do, if you wanted to, I'm just going to zoom in and do a little bit on this one, is to go over your lines of your shapes. And again, you don't have to do this. You could do this with a black biro or fine liner. But again, it's a good way for you to practice careful drawing. And you can get very interesting effects when you do this. As you can see. Like that, and then I'm just going to do that one there. And it doesn't matter if it's not absolutely perfect, because this is an exercise, isn't it? We're just trying things out, seeing what looks good. And then we can take this idea further, and you can do another piece that's perhaps a bit bigger and see where the ideas take you. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, perhaps you'd like to give it a little like, and then follow me along. Follow me along? That doesn't sound very good. Follow along with me. That's it. That's what I meant to say. Because I am going to be putting lessons out every Monday, just for you, so that you can get really good at art and design. We'll be doing some craft stuff as well. And if there's some things that you'd really like me to do, then let me know. Tell me what you think in the comments, because I think that would be really helpful. I think I might just leave it like that, or I might do these ones as well. Can you see the difference that it makes by putting a black border? So it's not that it's better than these ones, it's just that it's different. And it might be something that I will use in a larger piece later. So let's just do a little recap of what we've learnt in this lesson. We've put together our cool colours. Let's just get the colour wheel back again. Our cool colours, and our warm colours. And having an understanding of colour theory can really make your art look amazing. So I really hope you've enjoyed it. I have. I've really enjoyed this. And I'll see you next time. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I really hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.